All right, let's do it. I am meteorologist Ben Peine here in the Extol Media Studios here in Uptown, New Albany on this August the 18th. If you're watching the replay, thanks for tuning in a little bit later during the afternoon or evening time. Feel free to drop in a comment. Thanks for the comments too. If you're just popping in, let us know where you're watching from. So this has been at 10. If you're new to the show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., we're going to get into the nitty gritty, all the different details of our weather pattern here in southern Indiana and beyond. Usually about 45 minutes long. We'll get to the forecast right off the bat. And then we'll dig into the weather model data. If you're more of a weather nerd, you want to look into the details, look at that weather model data. That's usually around 10:15, 10:20. And then we'll recap the forecast, and then we'll mix in some other things that I find interesting, and I hope you do as well. So here's a look at our weather headlines as we just get started here right off the bat. As we're looking at a hot next couple of days. So yesterday we got saved by some cloud cover, but today and tomorrow more sunshine. So we're talking lower to mid 90s, and the heat index around 100 or above. Now the humidity looks like it'll be just a little bit higher for areas west of I-65. We've had just a slight drop in humidity for areas east of I-65. That's kind of the one difference today. We'll have a rain chance late Tuesday as a front starts to move into the area and into early Wednesday. And then with that, there is some relief. That will be stage one of the relief that's on the way. Stage one for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday gets us back to kind of normal temperatures, mid to upper 80s, and a little bit lower dew points. So the humidity drops off a level. Then we get a kind of a reinforcing, stronger shot of Canadian air. Looks like late Saturday into Sunday. So that should give us below normal temperatures and maybe a kind of an early fall-like, late September, early October feel for next week. So trending below normal for our last week of August. I feel like we deserve that as well. So here is a look at the play ball forecast for today. 88 at noon, 93 for the afternoon high, and then 85 at around 8 p.m. Going to go pretty much 0% chance of rain today. We've got high pressure over the area to keep us dry and just a very light breeze from the northeast for today. So all things pretty quiet overall here for us for today, other than the heat and humidity. And we'll look at, again, that rain chance coming up. We'll time that out, kind of a midweek rain chance just ahead. How was your weekend, by the way? Did you get into anything fun? I didn't do a whole lot, to be honest with you. It was kind of nice, just kind of recharge it. Let me go and bring this one back up here. And so as we look at the current conditions across the area, we can actually just take a peek outside. We'll get to your comments here in just a second as well. And there is a look at that beautiful sunshine here, live view in, again, uptown New Albany here at the corner of Market and Vincennes. So all things pretty quiet across the region at the moment. And the current temperatures in the 70s starting off with. You can see closest rain showers up around Chicago, and then more widespread rain around that front up in Iowa and Kansas and Wisconsin, where you can see a few lightning strikes with that as well. So again, not a whole lot happening here, but there are a lot more tools if you ever want to go here to extolmag.com/weather. We've got our live stream right now. Like or subscribe. We appreciate that. We're live on extolmag.com/weather, Extol Media on YouTube, and then Extol Weather on Facebook and on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine. There's the brand new 7-day forecast that I posted here today. Right side, you've got the interactive radar, 3-day forecast. And then if you go down a little bit here, here is the weather story that I posted for today. And the headline for the weather story, weather pattern change on the way this week. So that is the big 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, division of the National Weather Service that looks at the long range data. And blue is good if you're kind of tired of this hot summer weather. You've got all the details about today right there, looking ahead at some of the weather model data. And again, some more resources for you right there with the weather story. And again, if you just go down a little bit, you can see more weather resources as well. No risk of severe weather. Here's the day 1 and day 2 severe weather outlook. As far as the severe weather watches, if you zoom in a little bit here, there's a heat advisory for some areas west of I-65. That includes Perry County in Indiana, Du Bois County in Indiana. And again, that's where we are going to see the higher heat index values for today. And look at what's happening across the nation. Again, rain to our northwest. Then you've got Hurricane Aaron out here, fifth named storm. We're kind of just right on track, kind of normal pace as far as the hurricane season. And you can see the track of this storm staying off the East Coast. So the same forecast really that we had since last week. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, it looks like, we're going to get some, if you have any travels here to the mid-Atlantic, the East Coast, some dangerous rip currents, and some high wave action and some strong winds, especially around the outer banks of North Carolina. So that's where they'll have some impacts, but certainly not a direct hit or anything like that as the storm curls back out and heads to the northeast out into the Atlantic Ocean. As we zoom in here, we are pretty quiet. You can see the clear sky that we have overhead. There's like one little shower there west of Indianapolis, but that is about it across the region. And let me bring this here back up. And let's get to a few of the comments here popping in on this. How's your Monday? Let's get a cheers here with the big happy. We've got the first good morning from Christian Walker up in Carmel, Indiana. Thanks for watching. Tim Furnish, too hot to cook out, unless you just want to sweat it out a little bit. And for the Kentucky State Fair, a little hot as well, starting off this week. Lillian Lassie, good morning. Stay cool. You as well. And Orlean Whitlow, hoping to look forward to seeing that good weather. Good morning from Hodgenville. Thanks for tuning in there in LaRue County. Cindy Seabolt with a hello. Thanks for tuning in. And Vicki Berger with a good morning. Worked in the garden this week. Not a bad weekend to do that. I mean, it wasn't horrible out there with the heat and humidity. Cindy Seabolt, our grandson left for Purdue yesterday. Don't get me started with this, Cindy, because let me bring this one up here. So that was us yesterday at the Exchange in New Albany. We had a great meal, delicious, but it was our last family out to dinner meal that we'll have for a long time, because we're sending that girl right there, Hannah, our daughter Hannah, to IU Wednesday. So we're all kind of, to be honest with you, we're all kind of ready to get it over with, because it's like, especially mom and daughter have the emotional roller coaster. Me too, a little bit. Some crying off and on. We're ready to peel the Band-Aid off and look forward to the exciting times that she has. So had a good dinner there at the Exchange yesterday. Robert Simpson popping in the comments. I know we've probably need a little rain, but it's been nice not to have the grass grow 2 inches a day. Boom. I'm with you on that, because I got to go about a week and a half without mowing, and now it's not growing too quickly. Right now, I'm really just mowing a lot of weeds. And I talked to my buddy Chase Best, who's a golf course superintendent here locally. I asked him if I should put down the weed and feed, because I haven't done the summer treatment yet. And he said just wait until it cools down, because the grass and everything really can't take much more right now, thanks to the heat that we've had. So I might hold off until next week to maybe put down some of that weed and feed. Christian Walker, the weekend was great. Had an event on Saturday, a safety day. Oh, nice. Public safety helping out there. And Cindy saying it was harder on mom and dad than for him. Yeah, I could see that. They've got exciting stuff to look forward to heading off to college. And Charlie Neff looking forward to the cooler temperatures, hopefully some needed rainfall. So yeah, hopefully we get that rain, I think Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, probably our best shot of that. Kind of spotty though. And then we level 1 relief, drop of the humidity and temperatures a bit, as we'll see in the forecast. And then level 2 relief, more fall-like conditions looking like early next week. So thankfully the weather models haven't really changed with that. The Euro, the Canadian, the GFS, all still on board with that relief on the way. And we are going to be digging into that here in just a second here for you as well. Let me get to a couple announcements here, and then we'll get rolling and digging into that forecast. So let me go ahead and bring this one back up. If you ever want to get in contact with me about a weather question, or if you want to get some advertising or marketing here on Ben at 10, or my other weather content, we've been averaging over 1 million views per month. Ben at extolmag.com or Jason at extolmag.com is where you can find us. And then here's a look at lionsroofingco.com. If you ever want a free estimate, you can head to lionsroofingco.com. They've got you covered, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. In Indiana, sure, but also in Kentucky too. So 812-294-3595, and they'll work with your insurance company if you got storm damage. Speaking of insurance, American Family Insurance, that's who we go with. Tell Michael Long that I sent you. And if you want a quote here, 812-578-3072. Great dude who gives back to his community all around parts of Southern Indiana. So proud to be an American Certified Agency, Excellence in Customer Experience. So go to amfam.com, just search Michael Long right there. Libs Paving, top asphalt contractor around out of Floyd's Knobs, family owned. And you can see all of their opportunities if you just go to libspaving.com. That is L-I-B-B as in Ben, S-paving.com. And they have some opportunities for you. You can level up your opportunities by getting an education here, your post-secondary education, ivytech.edu. Go to locations, the Sellersburg location. So they've got Tuesdays at the Tech where you can get like full-on one-on-one help with the administrators there, and you can talk to some instructors. So you're going to learn about getting started at Ivy Tech, registering for classes, career development, paying for college, all the important things there. And also coming up, not this Monday, but next Monday, so August 25th, is the fall sessions. So there's time to register there and learn more about everything there at ivytech.edu. All right, here's a live look at just some high wispy clouds off in the distance as we're looking at the live view here at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. A little birdie flying. That's probably, what is that, a turkey vulture? Looking for a morning breakfast out there this morning. Looks like someone up there at the overlook. So again, very nice, quiet start to our Monday. And about to get to your forecast here in just 1 second. Seeing a couple of comments popping in here from Christian Walker. We had some severe weather Sunday. Saw some lightning, wind, no hail. Well, there you go. Got some rain up there up in near Indianapolis. All right, so let's bring this one back up. Just to start off the week on a light note. Now, this is almost a little cringy for me. I had to find some summertime dad jokes since the weather pattern's been really boring. Trying to liven it up a little bit. This might be too corny even for my show, but here you go. What do bees say during a heat wave? Boy, it's swarm. Get it? Swarm? I don't even know why I'm laughing at that. Why doesn't summer have any friends? Because it's not cool enough. I can relate to that. What do you do if you get rejected for a job at the sunscreen company? You reapply. Get it? They always tell you to reapply that sunscreen. All right, don't blame me. It's the best I could find on the interwebs there. We'll try to lighten it up, day by day. There's your dad jokes of the week. The Kentucky State Fair running through the 25th. Hot start this week. We're going to have some relief midweek and end of the week. So next weekend should be really nice to head out there. You can learn more about the Kentucky State Fair and the calendar there at kystatefair.org. If you've been out there, how's it been so far? I've seen a lot of posts of the donut burger, which I have tried, and it is delicious. I would recommend it. I mean, it's a ton of calories, but who cares? It's the Kentucky State Fair. What's your favorite out there? So here's a look at our countdown, which continues. 7:59 p.m. sunset. So before 8 p.m. sunsets in just about 2 weeks, 16 days. Fall begins in just over a month, 35 days, September 22nd. Average highs in the 70s, September 22nd, or 24th. So right after fall begins. So it's about 37 days away. Average highs in the 60s, typically about a couple months away. That's around October 19th. So I'm trying to give you some content you're not going to find anywhere else, and some interesting information every day here on Ben at 10. All right, so the allergy report, this has changed a little bit. We're now up to high levels, not only the nettle, the plantain, the grass pollen, but now we're into the ragweed pollen season. You might start to see those yellow, or the ragweed starting to grow on the sides of the highways and some of the fields and stuff like that. So might be impacting you this time of the year. UV index, a very high level of 9 today, sunnier today. So we're not getting that help from a lot of the clouds that we had yesterday from that decaying and line of storms from the north. So it's a lot more sunshine today and tomorrow. So that's going to get us up to around 93 here for your forecast summary for today, for your August the 18th. Mostly sunny, just a very light wind from the east-northeast, and our sunset at 8:32. And tonight, 74 degrees, warm and humid and mostly clear, and just a very light breeze overnight as well. Here's that forecast for tomorrow: 90 by noon, 95 for the afternoon high for your Tuesday. But this should be the last day way into the 90s for a long time. If we can keep it below 90, Wednesday, Thursday, this might be the last. I mean, crossing my finger, knocking on wood, maybe the last 90s of the month. We'll see. But here is your 7-day forecast. After 95 tomorrow, I've got a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm Tuesday night. So that front starts to move into parts of southern Indiana Tuesday night. Wednesday morning could have some showers and a few thunderstorms around. 40% chance of rain Wednesday. It's not a guarantee that you'll get that rain because it's going to be kind of spotty. But that's kind of our best rain chance. I've got just a small isolated chance Tuesday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Notice our gradual drop in temperatures. Right now going with the upper 80s Wednesday, Thursday. A little bit lower humidity. I think you'll notice that Thursday. And that humidity stays a little bit lower Friday and Saturday. Now, we get a stronger front to move through. It moves through mostly dry, though, Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's going to drop us maybe to some lower 80s and nighttime temperatures possibly down in the 50s, low 60s early next week. Wait till you see the weather model maps as we dig into the weather model data for early next week. And when we dig into the weather model data, you know what that means. It's the good old Ben on a Limb segment. So we're almost there. We're almost ready to dig into the weather, the long range data here. Christian said the weather radio went off Sunday to let me know that the weather was coming in. Always good to have that weather radio with fresh batteries, no matter what time of the year. Christian did not go to the Indiana State Fair. And Mary Dale saying last 90s. Now, I'm not taking bets on this because I might lose that bet, but maybe last 90s of the month after tomorrow. September often has 90s, but August might end up being pretty friendly to us. So we're gonna take a look at that basically right now. So I'm going to get that loaded up here for you since we just looked at the forecast. And here we go. Time to dig in. So we're going to look at all the weather model data. We're also going to dig into, we're going to look at the hurricane tracker as well, as Aaron is out there. I'm going to show you some weather resources. You can check this out at any point in time. And then, of course, again, we're going to look at the long range. And Robin Sewell, appreciate the dad jokes, needed the laugh. I'm glad you could laugh at those. We'll keep bringing them back here. We got to lighten it up every once in a while. So here's the big RadSat, the radar and satellite, rains to our northwest. Hurricane Aaron, Category 4 hurricane, major hurricane, east of the Bahamas. Always just interesting. Look at the track of this thing. West Africa, tropical wave, got stronger and stronger. I mean, we talked about this a week and a half ago. And look at that satellite right there. We can go right into the eye. Look at that thing. I'm going to bring this up full screen so you can see it. So you can see the well-defined eye. It's kind of filling back in a little bit, but this is the what we call the visible imagery from the satellite. So that is it. It's just to the east of the Bahamas right now. We'll take a turn to the north and stay off of the East Coast. And then we're going to get some big waves riptides, some gusty winds here along the East Coast, because the storm is actually going to expand and widen out. So right now, this storm is here. Once it gets up in here, it might be quite a bit larger. They'll definitely get the clouds and the wind on the west side of this hurricane there along the East Coast. So there will be some impacts to the eastern United States. Will not be any kind of direct hit, thankfully. So that is, look at your tropical update there. And then, so this is the 5th named storm of the hurricane season. If you go to nhc.noaa.gov, you can see the track as well. This is kind of the Wednesday, Thursday time frame. If you go to educational resources, and then you go to climatology, and you go down here, you can see we typically have our 5th named storm by August 22nd. So we're basically right on track as far as the hurricane season. And then you typically get your first hurricane by August 11th. So again, we're pretty much right on track with that. This is a look at the peak hurricane and tropical activity. It peaks right around the first, second week of September. So we're heading there to the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. Stays pretty busy into October. We've had hurricanes hit along the Gulf Coast when we've had fall vacations in October before, and then really goes down pretty quickly in November as far as the tropical activity. Okay, back to the weather models here. It is 10:20. We're right on time here, typically digging into the weather model data right around 10:20. Now, as we bring up the future radar, I'm not even going to look at today as far as the future radar because we are going to be dry today. We're going to be dry most of tomorrow. So I'm going to fast forward the high resolution weather model data to tomorrow evening, get us into Wednesday, talking about the rain first, stage 1 cooler temperatures, stage 2 fall-like conditions possibly next week. So that's what we're going to dig into right here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the NAM 3-kilometer weather model. It goes out maybe a little past 48 hours, and we're going to bring up the reflectivity. So today is the 18th. We'll go to the 19th afternoon. This is at 5 p.m. tomorrow. You can see there's a little bit of activity to our northeast. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. I'm going to take this to around 9 o'clock. See if we have anything going. You can see some stuff. There you go. For Christian Walker, who's watching, there you see maybe some active weather heading your way tomorrow evening. I'm going to go to about 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. See if we can get some of this to move into southern Indiana. So there we go. I'll go ahead and bring this up full screen. I'll get my face out of the way here. So they can see around possibly, Paoli, Bedford getting in on that action first. With that front moving in from the northwest, that would be typically the case. So this is tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Not severe or anything like that, but might get some good downpours and some lightning and some thunder with that. So tomorrow night, our next decent chance of some showers and thunderstorms this here is like 1 a.m. This is the actual front moving into the area. So we'll get a wind shift with that. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning. And then this here, Christian. So tomorrow evening would be a decent chance for you up that way. This is at 5 a.m. 6 a.m. So again, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning might be our next best shot of some rain across the area. As I go into Wednesday afternoon, most of it starts to move off to the south, and there's not a whole lot to show with that right there. This is the NAM Wednesday afternoon. Starts to show that front moving off to the south later in the day, Wednesday. So there's our rain chance. Now I want to bring up the longer range and actually look at, we could also just bring up the total precipitation. So if we're lucky enough to get some of this rainfall, Tuesday night and a Wednesday, it's showing, maybe like a half inch or less. Nothing crazy. Your yards and gardens will want that rainfall. So that's the rainfall total through Wednesday. So today's the 18th, again, 19th, Wednesday is the 20th, and so on and so forth. And we'll take a look into next week as I clear this off and now bring up the temperatures. Really quickly, though, I want to show you something that I thought was a little bit interesting. There has been a little bit of a slight wedge of dry air bumping up the I-65 today, west of 65, really muggy. And we're kind of, 65 is kind of the dividing line. So let me see if I can show you that with the dew point map. This would be the current dew points. John Fox, good morning to you. All right, so Christian, I'll get back to your question here in just a second. Whoa, that was a little too quick. All right, so we're at a dew point of 70 in Louisville, but notice that dew point in Lexington. It's feeling a little better there, 66 dew point. So there is actually a difference in the weather across the region. Out here in the bluegrass and east of I-65, and even up here parts of southern Indiana east of I-65, you've got some slightly drier air. Then we're all muggy out here. So there is a heat advisory from Jasper and Perry County, Indiana west, because that's where that muggy weather still exists. But these dew points aren't too bad. That is a noticeable difference east of I-65. So there has been a little bit of a wedge of dry air moving in this morning. So it just depends on your location if you're going to feel that drier air or not. But there you can see much drier air to the northwest. And we will get some of this to move our way again Thursday for most of us, Thursday. All right, so let's go back to the GFS weather model. And we'll clear some of this stuff out. Bear with me just 1 second here. So I think the current temps are most no, not current temps. The model temps are most interesting. So there's that cooler air that we're wanting to drop in. I love it when we zoom way out here. So this is the good stuff. This is your fall-like air, right? It's kind of stuck to the north the next couple of days. We're going to stay in the hot stuff. But we're going to get a little level 1 relief Wednesday and Thursday, bigger relief next week. So as we start to look at the long range, it's time for Ben on a Limb. All right, we're going to get back in our billionaires rocket and head back home here and start to look ahead. So let's just see what these temperatures are going to do as we go into, let's go Wednesday, Thursday. So that's Wednesday evening. Let's go into Thursday afternoon. A little bit better, right? We'll take some 80s. That's stage 1 relief. Stage 1. Let me bring up the dew point map here. And this makes all the difference too. So we're getting dew points in the 60s instead of the 70s. Again, noticeably lower humidity as we go into Thursday. So there's like stage 1 of our relief. Not the big time relief just yet. Let's go to Sunday. I think that's when we're going to start to notice some differences. That's the 24th, so late in the weekend. Now we've got a bigger front moving south. So this here shows a more significant front moving south. Now, it's not going to be this cool that it's showing here, but let me zoom back in to our temperatures here. This is Sunday afternoon. Showing some lower 80s, 70s over parts of Indiana. So now we're starting to talk a little more fall-like across the area. Dew points way lower. in the 50s. So that's when we start to feel fall-like. This would be awesome camping weather for this weekend. If you have any plans, State Fair, Kentucky State Fair weather would be awesome as well. And now let's go back to the temperatures and take a look at Monday morning at 8 a.m. I've been showing you these dropping temperatures. Look at that. That is fantastic. That is Canadian air winning the battle. So that shows temperatures in the 40s and 50s at nighttime. This is our Monday morning sunrise, wake it up weather. Now, this on the maps might be a little bit cooler than reality. We might be talking upper 50s, low 60s, but hey, that's not too bad at all. It's cooler north, a little bit milder to the south, but I'm going to bring this up full screen so you can just kind of feast your eyes on this, and this will be our moment of zen this morning. This is Monday morning, the 25th. Won't that be just a nice, refreshing start right there? So that is more like your late September, early October weather, the beginning of fall. So a little taste of autumn still in the forecast for early next week. That's your level 2. That's stage 2 of the relief on the way. All right, let's back that up. And the next day, the next morning might be even better. That would be Tuesday, the 26th. And let's take a look at this. That cool air going all the way down through Tennessee per the GFS weather model. Now, I would say the GFS is the more aggressive weather model as far as how cool it could potentially get. That is showing low 50s. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. That would be Tuesday morning, the 26th. I'm just plotting some of these things down here for you. All right, we're going to bring this up full screen. There you go. That's the first time we've seen something like that this summer. Will we get that chilly? Probably not. But it does show a pretty decent potential of some 50s by early next week. You heard it here first on the Ben on a Limb segment. All right, let me clear that out. All right, so that would be awesome. That's in the morning time, so right around sunrise. As we go into the afternoon hours, here's the, and again, I don't think it'll be quite that cool, but there might be a lot of areas that only see highs in the 70s for maybe 2 or 3 days next week for our last week of August. I mean, just total refreshment there. That would be like the Tuesday afternoon temperatures. Look at that. Look at that. So all of you guys have been tired of the heat and the humidity. This is a weather pattern change that we haven't seen in a long time. When we started off August, I remember telling you that, it's going to start off, it's going to give us a gift. It's actually going to treat us pretty nice as we start off August, as we had like 2 days of relief. It felt really good for like one weekend, if you remember that. And then the heat and humidity crept back up. But this should be a longer lasting pattern of at or below normal temperatures, drier air working in as well. So again, something good to look forward to there next week. I can bring back the dew points. I mean, look at that, just carving out the tropical air. That is a strong push of Canadian air all the way down to the Gulf. I mean, just phenomenal dew points. That is some great outdoor weather next week. Dew points in the 40s and 50s. We're not going to know what to do with ourselves. I might have to start a healthier routine, get outside and start running a little bit. I've been using the heat and humidity as my excuse to stay off a healthy a healthy routine, which is probably not good. So why is all this happening? What would be the big reason for that? Let me try to bring up the upper level winds here. We'll go up about 18,000 feet. So what's happening next week, 18,000 feet and above, we've got the jet stream taking a bit of a dive. And when we get a trough to dig in, this trough right here, that will typically fill in with cooler than normal temperatures. And then your ridge is out here to the west. So this area gets hotter. So the hump in the jet stream is hot. The dip is cool. So we get the dip in the jet stream next week. And to back me up with that, let's bring up the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook. It also is showing that trend and that troughing right here. This shows above normal chances of below normal temperatures to basically round out the month of August. So there you go. We are coming with the good news here. Just got to get through a couple more hot days here for us, and then a nice weather pattern change on the way. And just for fun, we go back to the temperatures. I'm just going to take this out to September. I mean, this may not be reality whatsoever. Actually, I want to take a look at it. This is September 2nd morning. Bear with me. September 2nd morning. So who knows? That far out, we might be warming back up. It shows something weird happening with that. Oh, let me show you something else too. I'm just full of stuff this morning. So this would be, what's the best way to show this? Maybe the precipitable water. And then I need to clear this off. Okay, there we go. So looking down the road at different waves out in the tropics, I'm going to go way back in time here. Let me go to, let's go to like, let's go to like Thursday, 21st. So you've got this hurricane out here. This is just to show you that if you got vacation this time of year, you got to watch these waves developing. So this is Aaron off to the east coast of the East Coast, off of the East Coast to the East Coast. A little redundant there. And then here's a wave that could develop east of the Bahamas here mid-week. So as we take this into time, I'm going to take this to the 23rd afternoon. This would be Saturday. It shows this wave moving towards the Bahamas. Some of the models try to strengthen it. I'm going into Monday, the 26th. It's got it developing here off the southeast coast. Really too far out to be accurate with this, but this might be the 6th named storm if it does develop. This is going into the 27th, and it kind of rides out along the East Coast as well. So we'll see. Stuff kind of developing out in the tropics. Let me go to, again, we're heading towards the peak of the hurricane season. And as we go back here, this is going to show us, if you go to nhc.noaa.gov, so we got Aaron out there, and then this is the potential for tropical development over the next week, that area right there. So the tropics starting to light up a little bit. And we're looking live here as well this morning. If you're just tuning in, you're joining Ben at 10. And this is a live look at the falls of the Ohio Foundation Cam. Looks like some folks just took a stroll out there to the observation deck there. Taking a look at the fossil beds there along the falls of the Ohio. And it is 10:39, and here is a look outside. Still not seeing any clouds on this view as we look off towards the north here with our view with our live cam right out of Extol Media Studios here in Uptown New Albany at the corner of Vincent's and Market this morning. And we got a few comments that I'm going to pop up here. And Mary Dale, I can't believe we're talking about the last week of August. The time is going so fast. I feel like we just said happy August like a couple days ago. Like August just started, and now we're already into the latter stages of August. Christian Walker loves the heat. Vicky, do I want in the Ironman this weekend? No, I do not. I used to be live out there and cover that Ironman weekend, and that's too much for me. I did my marathon days. They are over with. And John Fox saying, as far as Hurricane Aaron, does not look like it'll hit the States, but waves and some water, wind and waves will be an issue for the East Coast this week. Vicky, I'm full of vinegar and pee. I don't know what you're referring to there. My grandma always said, I know what you're saying there. I know what you're saying there. Christian, what was the question? Ask the question again. Was it the chance of severe? I can bring up the chance of severe. I think you were asking about severe chances. Let's take a look at that. And we'll get back to the forecast and we'll wrap it up on a Monday. So if we go to the SPC, no risk of severe weather here for you there, Christian. That stays off to the northwest of us for today. Going to day 2 from the Storm Prediction Center. And it shows no risk of severe weather for Tuesday. And then day 3 would be Wednesday, no risk. So not worried about severe weather for you there, Christian. Might get a few strong thunderstorms, though. So tomorrow night looked like a decent chance that you might get some showers and thunderstorms your direction. All right. We've covered almost everything. If you're coming in a little bit late, we're going to do the recap of the forecast for this August the 18th. Hot next couple days in the 90s. Muggier west of 65, a little bit drier air east of 65. We got a rain chance late tomorrow and into Wednesday, and then some relief offerings heading our direction. Again, I'm talking stage 1 relief Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Stage 2, more fall-like conditions Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week. Your play ball forecast, 88 at noon, 93 this afternoon. Looks like pretty much all the area will stay dry today, just a light northeast breeze. And again, I was just talking earlier that we had perhaps our last family dinner out for a long time because that girl right there, Hannah, is heading to IU Wednesday. So there will not be a Bennett 10 Wednesday because I will be lifting boxes and probably putting together something. Pray for us. It all goes smooth there up at Indiana University, Bloomington. So we're excited. We're ready to get it done. All right. Quick dad jokes. I guess I'll say them again. But what did bees say during a heat wave? Boy, it's swarm. Why doesn't summer have any friends? Because it's not cool enough. I can relate. I mean, we're pretty corny here on the Bennett 10. What do you do if you get rejected for a job at the sunscreen company? You reapply. All right. Womp, womp, womp. The Kentucky State Fair is ongoing. kystatefair.org. Hot start this week. Relief mid to late week. How many days until before 8 p.m. sunsets? Just over 2 weeks. Just over a month until autumn begins. A little bit longer than that, 37 days until average highs in the 70s, and just over a couple months until average highs in the 60s. That would be around October 19th. Your pollen levels are high. It is ragweed season out there. UV index is very high. You can get a burn pretty easily today. That forecast summary, a high of 93, hot and humid, mostly sunny, and just a light northeast wind. Sunset at 8:32. Tonight, 74, warm and humid, mostly clear, and just a light breeze out there. Tomorrow, also mainly dry across the area. 90 by noon, 95 the afternoon high. Heat index around 100 or so. And then by tomorrow night, southern Indiana starts to see a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. So I've got a 30% chance of that late tomorrow and into our Wednesday morning. Later in the day, Wednesday, where that front already might be moving south. So then we're looking mostly dry later in the afternoon Wednesday. I've only got an isolated shower chance Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of the time is going to be dry. And we're looking at highs mid to upper 80s, about normal, but relief from the weather we've had, and a little bit cooler at nighttime. That bigger shot of relief Saturday night to Sunday, looking at lower 80s, lower humidities, maybe even some nighttime temperatures in the 50s early next week. Our sun-up time is now 7 a.m., sunset at 8:32. Average high right now is 89, but in a couple days, it's going to drop to 88, which means we are past what is typically the hottest part of the year. A few more comments popping in. Lillian Lasley saying stay cool. Christian Walker's got school tomorrow. Good luck heading back. Angela Apperson, go Hannah, have a good start and a great move in. Thank you for the well wishes. And Vicky, yes, it is rough letting them go. There's been a lot of tears every now and again around the household as of recently. All right, we're coming to the end. Thanks for being here this whole entire time, or just part of the time. If you're watching the replay, thanks for stopping in. Leave a comment. If you want to join us for any advertising or marketing solutions, or if you just have a weather question, you can email me, ben@extolmag.com, or jason@extolmag.com as well. And so we've been averaging over 1 million views per month, sometimes much more than that when the weather obviously gets active across the area. So we're definitely here to help you out. If you ever want to see, if you have a business or organization and you want to throw your logos up on my content, Extol Media. That's how you can get a hold of us. Let me go ahead and bring this back up. There are a lot of resources here for you at extolmag.com/weather. This is your Southern Indiana and beyond resource. We've got maps, local maps up here, your interactive radar. It starts on New Albany. You can zoom it out wherever you want to go across the United States as far as the interactive radar. The 7-day forecast that I put up, the brand new weather story for the day. You've got day 1, day 2, severe weather outlook, severe weather watches, storm reports, Indiana weather and traffic, river and lake levels, drought status if we had one, and then the big interactive radar here, which you can bring that up full screen if you want to. It's pretty quiet around our region. You got to back up southwest of Indianapolis, right along I-70 near Greencastle is the closest shower to us right now. Much more active weather to our northwest. Plop on the current temperatures. We are now making our way into the lower 80s. Jack Tremblay, bye. Thanks for popping in. We've got Elvira the cat ready for me to stop talking as well. Hi, what are you saying? Good morning. Yeah. All right. I'll stop here in a second. Christian saying bye as well. She's a talker. I want to thank our partners here. Thanks for partnering up with us. We can be here because of them and because of you, 100%. LionsRoofingCo.com. You can give them a shout to you can get a quote, free estimate here online, or you can talk to them, of course, at 812-294-3595. Protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. On the Indiana side and the Kentucky side. That is Lyons, Lyons Roofing. And you may want to get partnered up with a trusted insurance company, American Family Insurance. This is Michael Long, my insurance agent. He's helped us out many times. I've talked about it before. If you want to get a quote, you can call him 812-578-3072. Tell him I sent you, and you can see all the reviews there. American Star Certified Agency Excellence and Customer Experience. So if you want to try something else out, have somebody that has your back. Let them know I sent you to amfam.com, and then search Michael Long, or you can just give him a call as well. Lots of opportunities that I want to give a shout out to. Libs Paving Co. libspaving.com. And the top asphalt contractor around. You can go to the careers section, and then you're going to get hooked up to all the different jobs that you can apply for. You just go to learn more, and then you fill it out, and you may have a new career right here in Southern Indiana. And they do projects throughout much of Central Kentucky, Louisville area, Southern Indiana, around our region. Tomorrow is Tuesdays at the Tech at Ivy Tech Sellersburg campus. That's exit 9 miles north of Louisville. And what Tuesdays at the Tech is, you can get registered online. You get in-person assistance on how to get started at Ivy Tech. They've got their fall sessions, the first fall session starting August 25th. So not this Monday, but next Monday. You can get registered for classes now. You can learn about career development, paying for college, taking it at your pace. And you can learn a whole lot more right there at ivytech.edu. Boom. That is a Ben at 10 for a Monday. Live look out there once again at the sunshine that we have all across the area. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Looking at the last comment. Maybe that's, Christian, good luck with your interview at the Carmel Fire Department. There you go. And we'll just leave it with your comment here, as that's a goodbye right there. Thanks for joining us on today's show. You can, as always, like, subscribe, Extol Media on YouTube. We've got a lot of other different videos up there as well on our channel. Extol Weather on Facebook. My page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E. And then we also have extolmag.com/weather. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. There will not be a Wednesday Ben at 10, though. Again, moving my daughter into IU Bloomington. All right, see you later. Make it a great week, and we'll see you tomorrow.